After arriving Spain just next to the French border, we were eager to sail the northern coast of Spain, something that seems like not so many sailors do.
We have a place?
Gunnar just made a call to Bilbao because in Bilbao there is something that's called a transit dock at one of there are several marinas, but this I think it's more like the town thing where you can stay 2 nights for free, tying up and access to showers and toilets, and you are supposed to book like 48 hours in advance, but we called and they have a spot for us. The entrance of sailing into Bilbao was very industrial and not so pretty, but we were happy anyway. We got the spot here at the community transit dock and super close to sanitaries and yeah, this is perfect. I think this might be the sailor's secret of Bilbao. All we needed to do was to like fill in a paper with all our boat details, and now we're gonna go and return it before we take the metro to downtown. Only a few minutes walk away we found the metro leading to the center. We are in the city center of Bilbao and on our way to the Guggenheim Museum to not go inside but at least have a look at the giant spider outside, which probably is going to cause me nightmares for a week, but Gunnar really wants to see it. The architecture itself is pretty interesting. And there was the spider, but I couldn't get away with watching it at a distance. And from the museum it was only a short walk to the old town. Even if there was nothing wrong, we did not enjoy Bilbao that much, so after our 2 free nights we set sails again, together with lots of local boats. When we left the port here in Bilbao, it turns out there is a regatta coming up, so all the boats are on the way out and they are tacking out as well as we are. So, I mean, you want to try like your race instincts immediately. So we were lying side to side with another boat and we actually overtook them. So we were pretty happy, but then we messed up. Our general sheet overrided on the winch, so we had to tack it loose. But we still like managed to pass them again, so we're kind of happy. Then they tacked the other way, and I think we're doing better on our tack now. But it's super fun. It's like 30 boats out or something, and everybody's like on their way out to the starting point. So we're having a fun time. But it was a long way out of the harbour inlet and the wind soon died. We were not very lucky with the forecast, but there is nothing to do about it once you're out. The landscape turned quite dramatic with high mountains that capture the low clouds in a mysterious way. When turning west we approached another regatta and all the boats were pretty much standing still. But we don't sail in less than 1 knot, so we felt motoring was the right option, again. We once in a while invite both friends and people we've never met before to join us sailing, something that often leads to new friendship and new experiences. Things changed a little bit for us. We were supposed to pick up Lena in Santander tomorrow, but waiting here another day means that we're gonna have a really long stretch of sailing in upwind in the forecast that came now. So we are just making a really quick stop in an anchorage here, a really shallow anchorage, and then we're gonna leave here super early tomorrow with very little wind, but like the right wind direction. So we are just chilling, having some dinner and watching like the other boats aground around us. I think we picked a better spot. But it's a nice beach around, and Santander looks nice in the distance. Feeling happy, just relaxing on the boat.
Yeah, and the sun is just the perfect little shaded, so it's not that terribly hot either. So it's a good Sunday. Yeah, it is.
Welcome to a super early morning. It's just been daylight and we are leaving our anchorage outside of Santander and gonna sail some almost 50 miles west. It's no wind at the moment, and it's we're still getting out of this 2-meter shallow area. So we are running the engine, and I think we will have to run the engine for at least the 3 first hours, but then we hope for some good wind. Leaving the city view of Santander without actually seeing it, but it feels good to leave anyway. The day passed quicker than we expected.
We are in Lannes, and it's quite interesting because right now we have our keel in the mud. At least that's what the harbor master said. But it's a cozy and nice little village.
We just docked in Lannes, and it's a it's a very shallow harbor, and we came just before the low tide, so then we watched it go down to 2.1 meters, and we are 1.7, and the low tide tomorrow is going to be lower, so we think we still manage without standing on ground, but they say it's kind of soft sand here, so it will be okay anyway, but I prefer to be able to not be stuck. And we're still waiting for our crew. She had a little bit of unfortunate with the buses, so she might not even be here until tomorrow. So we are gonna go and find a swimming pool, and I think they also have a hot tub and a sauna and showers. So we're gonna go there and enjoy for a while and take a little walk through this town. She's still moving. The town led us eventually to the local swimming pool where we could have a hot shower since the port facilities were non-existing. Next morning Lena arrived, and so did the heavy rain. But shortly after we left port it stopped for a little while. Our first stop was Lustrous, a small fishing port and a town to climb by lots of stairs. Happy that Lena got to see some dolphins, we're in for a nice little anchorage. And this beach brought up Gunnar's best Baywatch moves.
It looks great. Look at this. And the forest and the hills are just sweeping along the landscape. Beautiful.
Gunnar has taken on to rescue my sunglasses that I dropped before. You can see them clearly at the bottom, just next to the boat. Woo!
A triumph!
We anchored in the most beautiful bay. We're the only boat anchored here. I'm quite surprised by this. I thought it would be crowded. It's like a nice sandy beach and crystal clear water, and the sun is setting, and we are going to bed early because tomorrow is going to be an early morning. We are heading for A Coruña. We left very early this morning to head for A Coruña. We think we might do a stop on the way, depending on the weather conditions. We're a little bit unsure if the swell will go in there. But we had all sorts of weather today. It's almost no wind, and now we have like straight upwind a little bit. So we have the main up to give a little bit of support, but it's not giving a lot at the moment. And we start to getting closer to this place where we might be able to stop, and I'm considering if we should or if we should continue. So the other ones are done sleeping at the moment, and I'm up, and the mist is starting to ease up, so you can see some sky even. So it's kind of pretty and very dramatic with the mountains around. We finally made it to A Coruña, and now Lena has left us, and we are gonna wait for Robert to join us. Probably he arrived tomorrow early morning. So now we're gonna go and see the town and say hi to some of the other long-term sailors here. There were a couple of other Swedish flags in the port, and it's always nice to exchange experiences. We really enjoyed a day on land, and I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, to join us next week as we start to sail south again.